Today I'm going to show you how I will go from this to this. Let me explain why and build it. Hello world and welcome. We're gonna start with our first floor. I already pre-made these ones. So the main power is gonna come from these server power supplies. I went with 2 server power supplies for redundancy. I wanted to do that if one of them broke, the other gonna take over, because I had issues with my AC to DC converters on my switch on my mini PCs. So this is what I'm going for. To connect all of this, we're gonna use these. These are shelves which you can get on MakerWorld from HomeLab. Yeah, big thanks to Keller for providing all of the home wrecker. And yeah, we're gonna make some custom things on it. So yeah, I went for the shelves to get supports, but to connect all of this, I made some custom brackets for everything. I went for these kind of things. So these go through the bottom. It has a little bit of play, and then these screws in them, so like this. So for all of that, I just printed the base, put everything down, marked it with a pencil how I want it, and then just glued it on it. So first let's assemble. No, let me explain more. So here comes the power supply, and then we have these breakout boards from Parallel Miner, which I took a deep dive with thermal camera and everything else. You can watch it there. So it connects to it, and then we have our 12-volt output. It has a physical button for switching it on and off. So if you want, you can just switch off one of these power supplies. So let's build the base for it. The idea here is that they go out of a bit, and you put it on, and then you screw it down and it won't go anywhere. And if you want to remove it, just unscrew and you're done. This is how it looks like. These are the, how you call it, rails for the power supply, the breakout boards, and everything else can be removed or modified or whatever. So the power supply goes in and clicks in, so you can't remove it. Clicks, goes in, and it's not going anywhere. For the breakout boards, I added few of the leads. one for the 12 volt when the PSU is on from the command, ground, 12 volt, I think it was 3 and something amps when it's just connected, and a pin for the button. You just need to short it to ground. So why I done this, because I want to control it from the front. To control from the front, I made these ones. I made it them much more snug than Keller. Thus his connections I did it 15 by 15 how it is, so it's like it's tough, but yeah, it's not going anywhere. So yeah, this is how I will use this button. And for the AC input, I created these ones. So let me show you. So it will be like this. So if I need, I can remove it and remove my power supply. And connect it back and power it on. Let's finish the second half. For the buttons and AC connections, I will make them available on the Maker World. So if you want these, then you can print them out. Yeah, this is very snug. This is, yeah, a little bit, it has a little bit of play. I want these that they don't, yeah, they don't go anywhere. These are 16mm buttons. I will add a link in the Maker World description. So the first floor is done. Let's go to the second floor. Before the second floor, I forgot to say, at this point they're just connected to the breakout boards, the connections, the button, because I have the output on the both breakout boards. I will use an ESP32 with ESP Home, and for Home Assistant later on to make all of this manageable through Home Assistant, so remotely I can like shut everything off or maybe add some sensors or something. For the second floor, it's the same frame idea. You put it on and I will connect all of them, so everything. So the same idea will go here, but I will use these ones. Some of them are going to be smaller and one's going to be full size. So here to connect the breakout board to everything else, I will use this from Parallel Miner. This is a combiner, I think it's called like that. So yeah, I tested this one with my server power supplies, if I can make them redundant and hot swap with this. It's possible. I had an issue with this board with these connections. It went, yeah, more than 100 degrees Celsius. So if you want to look at how I tested all this, you can check above and see my video. So let's build this. I'm gonna use the same idea with these, I don't know how you call it, pins or something. That's it, here and here, and we'll go from there. The combiner board is in. Next up, we will add a oh, there's a connection there. We will use these ones because not everything is 12 volt. In my case, I will need 2 of these. First, I will one of them was going to be 19 volt. I think we'll put it on 19 and a half. And the second is going to be for 48 volt. For 48 volt, and that's for my switch. And for the 19 volt, it's for the mini PC. I tested these with the 12 volt input. These are 1800 watts, but in short term 300 watts is like the limit that I'm going for it. If you want to see how I test all that, links above. So let's add these ones to it. Yeah, I made so I can add 4 to it. Yeah, I have redundancy on the AC inputs, but I don't have redundancy on these ones because like you normally can't connect just 2 power supplies together and they will work. I'm working on it, how to make these redundant so both of them work together. If one of them is disconnected or failed or whatever, the second one takes over. But that's, I need some more research, testing and everything. Let's build it. To put these on, I will use the original, I don't know how these are called. So it's gonna go like this. The wires from here are gonna go there. So we have 12 volt input. And from here, leads, these are, I will use 2 cables for the input and 2 cables for the output. They're gonna go here. Because like, let's say for example, my ubiquity switch uses maximum on their AC to DC adapter, it's 60 watts only. Because I will push 300 watts safely from this one, I can connect multiple things which are 48 volts to one. So that's why I created these ones. The idea was I have 2 inputs, so it's much safer, and then I have 5 outputs. So let me show you. So I have a big, how you can call it, bus bar, which definitely can handle more than 60 amps. I soldered all of them, tested, and yeah, it's cool. So connect this, and you can connect it to your home wrecker with the pins, and yeah, we're good to go. Let's connect all this and then you will see. The idea here is to screw it like this for the input from the 12 volts, goes there. And for the output, we use 2 connections, so it's safe to pump whatever amps into it. All of the wires that I'm making, or all of these are 16 AVG, so each wire can push 10 amps safely. So 16 amps in, which I'm not gonna push. I'm gonna push only 25, but better be safe than sorry. The same for the output and all the other connections. So now we need to connect the first floor to the second floor. We're gonna use these cables to connect all of it. Let's do it. This is how it looks hooked up. So all the wires from the breakout boards go to the inputs on the combiner, and you have your 12 volt output, goes into the DC-DC converters, 19 volt for the 48 volt, and I can do the same for the other side. That's for the future. The idea here was to I will make fans at the front, which are gonna be controlled by a ESP. So I have airflow through the fins, so the same will go here, but that's a future project. For the mini PCs and for switches, I think I will split it like in half. The idea that if this is the front, then the mini PCs will go through to here, and the back side is gonna be for the switch and all of that, and KVM and everything on that side, which is gonna be powered with ESP. That's a later video. So yeah, that's how I am so far. So if you liked it, subscribe, click like, share, and special thanks to Killer Lab for providing the home wrecker. It's a fantastic system. I love it. See you next one. Bye. I know that you want to see if this even works. Let me show you. It works.